So when you're starting a YouTube channel or you're getting into filmmaking, a lot of attention is paid to camera gear, whether it be what camera body to use, what lenses to use. A lot of people think about what lighting to use, and they'll generally search for those type of videos. But one of the often overlooked things that you really need to pay attention to is audio quality. For me, convenience has always overridden a tiny step up in audio quality. There's also a factor of cost involved too. So I tend to use fairly entry-level microphones for my studio work like this, or work out in the field, whether it's vlogging or interview setups or whatever. For instance, right now I'm using a Rode Video Micro hooked up to a Canon EOS M5. That is my studio setup. Definitely not state-of-the-art, so you don't have to have the best stuff to get good results. But there is something to be said for using a powered mic. You're going to get a lot more control over your audio quality as opposed to a non-powered mic like this Rode Video Micro. When I'm out in the field, I use a Sarian Q1. It's essentially the same thing as a Rode Video Micro, just made by someone else. It's a non-powered, compact shotgun microphone. The sound quality is actually slightly better, in my opinion, than the Video Micro, but for a studio or for vlogging, the Video Micro is also totally acceptable. A few weeks ago, there was a company on Instagram, Comica, or Comica. I'm going to say Comica. I don't know which one is right, so we're just going to go with Comica. They had a post about looking for reviewers for some of their products, and I've had a bunch of companies reach out to me lately wanting to send me smartphone vlogging kits, so little tripods, phone holders, LED lights, non-powered microphones. Once you've reviewed one, you've kind of reviewed them all. They're all very similar. The Ulanzi one that I have is, just as good as any of the rest of them. But Comica put out a call for people to review this. This is the Comica VM20. It is a powered shotgun mic. This is not a sponsored post, but I did not pay for this microphone and I don't have to send it back. So let's take this thing out of the box and see what it's all about. Okay, so the Comica VM20 comes in this lovely cardboard box. Tells you everything that's inside on the back, but let's open it up and have a look. Okay, so right off the bat, it comes in a nice case. Let's get rid of this box. These are actually great for camera bags because they kind of fit nicely into the cubed sections of a camera bag. This would be like a longer divider, but yeah, I always appreciate when stuff comes in little cases like this because it makes it easier for me to pack in my bag with the rest of my gear. Nice foam packaging. Everything's sort of got a spot. We'll start in the top here and see what we have. We have it looks like a wind muff, like a dead cat, and I think that just goes over this foam, so it's like an extra layer of wind protection. Comica branded. You've got a USB-C cable for charging. You've got two 3.5 millimeter audio cables here. Let's see. Yeah, so this one's labeled, it says smartphone. So the difference is, if you look at the tips of these microphones, this one's got two black lines. This one has three black lines, and what that is, it's a tip ring sleeve, so TRRS, and this is a tip ring sleeve, so TRS. Cell phones that still have a microphone jack take TRRS, where cameras take TRS. You need to use this cable for a smartphone, and then this cable is just TRS to TRS, so that would be just for a regular camera. We've got dual shock mount here with a cold shoe adapter and a 1/4 20 mount, so you can mount this on a mic stand provided it has a 1/4-20 adapter on it, or on a hot or cold shoe on a cage, or right onto your camera. It actually feels a lot more sturdy than the typical shock mounts that you get with a Rode microphone. I always feel like I'm going to break those ones. They're not the best. And then it's got a foam wind muff as well. Everybody's going to know that you have a Comica microphone. So this is the microphone itself. Nice compact unit. All metal construction. It's got sort of a, I don't know, a splatter paint finish on it. That's on purpose. That's definitely a look that they're going for. You've got your power switch here. You've got gain control on the back. Goes from 0 up to 10, so you can control the audio level without having to go into your camera settings, which is nice. And then you've got a low cut switch right here. There's 2 levels of low cut. You've got USB-C for charging, and you've got your output, your 3.5 millimeter output. Let's see if this thing's got some charge. Yeah, so it's a long press, and it turns on, and you can see it's got a little screen there that shows you the battery level. This microphone is not an auto on microphone, so you do need to turn it on every time you record. All right, so we've got the Sarian Q1, which is my normal vlogging mic, hooked up to my XT30 right now. I just have the internal audio settings set to auto. Now, the reason I use this Sarian Q1 is because it's a non-powered mic. I don't have to worry about the batteries being dead, and I don't have to worry about forgetting to turn it on. But you do make some compromises. You lose any control at the microphone itself. It's all done in the camera. So I'm going to switch over to the Comica VM20, and we'll see what the difference is. All right, so we switched over to the Comica VM20. I have the gain set pretty low, and I don't have any of the low cut filters turned on. So this is just the camera sort of figuring out my audio levels. And how do they sound? Do they sound good? Do they sound bad? Do they sound better or worse than the Sarian? I'm going to take this camera out into the yard. I live on a busy street, and we're going to test the two with a bunch of background noise and see which one sounds better. All right, so I'm out standing in my front yard waiting for my neighbors to come out and think that I'm a crazy person. Busy street right there. Some cars going by right now. So this is the Sarian Q1. Again, non-powered, plugged directly into the camera. How does it sound? How's the background noise? Am I drowned out by these cars or what? Okay, so we've switched over to the Comica VM20, set really low gain, similar settings that I had inside the studio. Ooh, big truck going by right now. Right on. It's pretty rad living on a busy street, let me tell you. This is with no low cut filters on, so there's 2 settings to the low cut filter, 75 and 150. Let's turn one of those on, see if it makes a difference. All right, so this is the VM20 with the low cut set to the 75 level. Gonna wait for some cars to go by here. There was a few, but bit of a lull in traffic on this lovely Sunday morning. There we go. Yeah, so that's with low cut set at 75. Let's try 150. All right, so this is the VM20 with the low cut set at 150. The only 2 options. It's just one button with 2 LEDs. You're either at nothing, you're at 75, or you're at 150. This is 150. And now there's not going to be any cars going by. Oh boy. Well, it's really quiet. You can hear the birds. Recently become obsessed with feeding the local songbirds here. We've got a black-capped chickadee nesting in that birdhouse right there. And there's little baby birds in there right now. They're so cute. They're so small. Oh my God, I'm turning into a weird bird person. Well, I was already a weird bird person, but like, it's gone up a couple of levels. All right, so anyways, that's the 150 cut filter. I'm gonna yank this memory card out and go plug it in inside and have a listen. Big truck just went by, and we'll see how it sounds, and we'll wrap this up. All right, so I've had a listen to the files, and I have to say that the VM20 does sound, well, that's a weird noise. The VM20 does sound better than the Sarian Q1. I'm not surprised by that. It's a much more expensive microphone, and being a powered mic, you're getting cleaner audio. It's got all kinds of more technology built in to enable it to capture cleaner audio than just a regular non-powered microphone that's relying on basically the power coming through the mic jack of the camera. So here's a size comparison between the two. This was my setup. I had a little tripod mounted on here. The Sarian Q1 is way smaller than the VM20, and yeah, this is a bit of a commitment. If you're going to vlog with a microphone this big, it definitely makes you stand out. So if you're a bit of a shy vlogger, you may want to stick with something smaller. If you're comfortable talking into a camera like a weirdo on the street in front of strangers, then you might as well just go all out and get a nice powered mic, because you are going to get better audio quality. Okay, so the gain control in the VM20 is stepless, which is nice, but I did find that the control knob on the back of the microphone is really easy to bump and change your settings, so you do have to pay attention to that when you're shooting with this mic. If you're looking for a Rode mic that's similar to this one, it would be the Rode VideoMic NTG. They're roughly the same size. The Rode's a little shorter, but the Comica is slightly lighter. Price-wise, you're looking at $129 for this Comica VM20 versus $249 for the Rode VideoMic NTG. That is a huge, huge difference. It's basically half the price, and I think you're getting way more than half the microphone. I'm sold on powered microphones. The sound quality difference with this microphone is enough to justify the size and cost increase to me over a non-powered mic. I will continue to use non-powered mics for vlogging most likely, but here in the studio, this thing is going to find a permanent home on a boom stand, and I'm going to boom it in right over my big bald head here. The audio quality of these studio videos is going to be much better. So yeah, Comica, thanks for sending me the mic. It is an absolute winner. Beautifully made, super cardioid condensing shotgun microphone, the Comica VM20. I'll leave links below of where you can go get one. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.